Hey everyone, Mr. Sarakowski here on my paddleboard. Good morning. This may seem like a funny place to talk about respect and why that's so important this year. You know, I see a lot of students who respect teachers, who respect me. I very rarely see students who disrespect people in authority at our school, and I give you credit for that. I guess the thing that just baffles me is how disrespectful a lot of students are to each other, right? And that's, I think, the climate survey that we give out to students supports that. So that's why we're trying to pick that up. You know, we're trying to address that. We're trying to teach you something about that and draw attention to it and tap into the leadership and the ideas that you have as we try to tackle this together as a school. You know, I think it goes deeper than bullying. It goes deeper than kindness. It goes deeper than, you know, the Sandy Hook promise. It goes straight to the core of who you are as a human being, and recognizing, and even deeper than empathy, recognizing there's something that we all have in common, right, at the core of us, whether you're a custodian at the school, a paraprofessional, a teacher, a counselor. We all have something in common. There's something in common to the human experience. And when you can push yourself past just getting annoyed at other people, past just reacting, and remember that the person that you're reacting to is honestly at their core elements just like you. Respect isn't just about being nice, it's about recognition that another person's time, space, and story and worth matters just as much as your own. It means listening when you disagree. It means showing restraint when words could cut someone to their core. It means stepping in when silence would actually hurt. It's not always comfortable, but it's always right. And to wrap our mind around that, I think karate or martial arts is a great example of this, of what we mean when we say respect. Before you begin a match, of course, you always bow to your opponent. And in some sense, your enemy. It's that bowing is an acknowledgement that you are about to battle another person. It's like saying, I recognize that at the end of the day, you, at your core, are no different than me. So that's what we're talking about. Whereas kindness, kindness is a little bit different, but there's some overlap. Kindness is more doing something generous or helpful just because you can. It's like complimenting, encouraging someone, offering a hand when someone's struggling, sharing, giving, or thanking, choosing gentle words. So those are just a few examples. But there is some overlap. And in the middle, what we find is consideration. This is the pause, right, that before you act. That is a skill, and I feel like that's the one skill that really needs to be developed in this building. It's a space. It's an empty space where you consider what you're about to say and do before you do it. Now, kindness often kind of flows from emotion, but respect is different. It's a choice. So, and when you combine those two things, the school feels safe and it feels warm. It feels inviting. It feels like a place that you want to be. And in that, let's go back to that space for a moment. That's so important that I feel like a lot of times we are in the habit of just saying whatever's on our mind, acting and doing whatever we feel. until you become older and you realize that's just going to get you into trouble, that you can't trust your emotions. That's what respect is. Sometimes the right thing to do is the exact opposite of what you feel like doing. You're in the middle of a group project. You're in a disagreement with one of the members, and they say something to you and it irritates you, and you pause for a second. And we want to extend that pause over time. And in that moment, you're battling that opponent, like that karate picture, right? You're battling them, but you bow and you respect them. You show restraint. You hold that moment back. You don't say the cutting word. You don't. That's respect. And you don't say it because at the end of the day, your intent is not to hurt someone. But again, these are skills. So what does respect look like in action? It means listening fully when someone else speaks. So a huge part of respect is listening. Accepting differences without making fun of someone or gossiping later. Standing up for someone who's being treated unfairly. Taking responsibility for your impact, even when you didn't mean it. How many times I've heard this? Oh, I didn't mean to hurt them. I didn't mean to say that. Well, you did. And now it's time to take responsibility for that. Giving others space to feel safe, seen, and included. Treating shared spaces, hallways, cafeteria, recess, group work, and community property with care. And then speaking honesty, and then also with tact. And tact is just a fancy word for saying paying attention to how you deliver your words and your actions. Now, if we're going to tackle this as a school, then we have to measure it somehow. Well, it's already been measured in the spring, and we're going to take this climate survey again in November. Last spring, 6% of students in this school said that students in my school treat each other with respect all the time. 6%, average of 5th through 8th grade. Last year, 6th graders said 3.1% all the time. In my opinion, it should be 100%, but we gotta take it step by step. So I think a measurable goal, a realistic goal, is to get to 15% by next spring, by around May. Okay, that's one part of this. And then we also want to have a combined positive goal. So this is again last spring, 6% said that students in their school treat each other respect all the time, and 49% said some of the time. So we're going to flip that, or going to increase it to, hopefully this is the goal by May of 26, hopefully. We'll raise that to 15%, as we said, plus 55% overall. Combined positive 70%. So that is the goal. And now I'm going to talk to you about one way that we're going to recognize students who take this goal seriously. And, to some extent, there's already people doing these things every day. And sometimes they're unseen. So we want to see them now. We want to look for these things. We want to recognize them and call attention to them and bring them to the front of the school. Okay, so here we go. All right, so here's how it's going to work. If your teachers are going to be given some of these cards, all right, and when they see something that catches their attention and they realize, oh, the student is doing this either because they're aware that we're trying to focus on peer-to-peer respect, or they're just doing it because that's just the kind of person they are, they're going to give you one of these tickets, okay? You're going to take this ticket down to the office, okay? And we're going to drop it in this box. And I'm going to conduct some raffles, probably at the end of each week, but it will be pretty random. And as the year goes by, we're going to build up the prizes that you'll receive. Because at the end of the week, we'll draw one card out. So if you don't win, your card will stay in there. And then you'll receive your prize. We'll make an announcement on KISS News, and you can come down to the office and receive that prize. So as the year goes by, we're thinking about gift cards. We're going to try to contact a lot of local businesses that are around here, Five Guys, Target, Walmart, Amazon gift cards, things like that, things that hopefully that you'll appreciate. And it's just our way right now of trying to build this culture. We know it's not really just students, right? We look around at social media and we see adults are also just so disrespectful when they think that they are anonymous. And so we're going to spend this year just focusing on this and, even digging a little bit deeper into human nature and trying to figure out why these things are happening. Why is it this culture? Why is it that we lash out so quickly and just cross so many lines? That's something that is going to require a lot of thought and respect for now. Yes, it overlaps with kindness. It sure does. But there's something here that we need to dig deeper into, and it's going to take some time. So a lot of our SEL lessons this year are going to be focused on that. And hopefully, overall, the real win here for you, for everyone, is that we just have kids who like to come to school more. So if a teacher decides that, yes, you're being respectful towards another teacher or towards an adult, you'll receive one card. But if you're sort of caught in the act of being respectful to another peer, and a teacher or an administrator or someone observes that, then you'll receive two. And also, we will even accept nominations. Because sometimes some of the greatest acts of respect and kindness that we don't see as adults, another peer might observe that. So if you see something, if you're a fifth grade student and you see something kind of extraordinary and super respectful from peer to peers and we don't see it, sometimes it happens at recess. Sometimes it's just, helping someone up, going out of your way to help someone up after they were accidentally tackled in football or something like that. Report that to an adult. So it's kind of like you can nominate each other also for these acts of respect. So if you are identified as being respectful to another peer, then you will receive two tickets. So I want to actually officially open this up because something happened the other day when I was in the cafeteria in 7th grade lunch. I was just taking the broom and the dustpan and going around and just trying to help out the custodians, obviously. And that's my primary motivation, and to just keep the cafeteria clean because everyone likes a clean environment. But a student just out of nowhere came up and took the broom and the dustpan out of my hands and started to clean up around his table. Now, nobody asked that student to do it. They just did it because they wanted to. They weren't looking for some sort of a reward. But I want to start this initiative right away. I want to thank Chase Massey for doing that. I really appreciated that. And I don't know why he did it, but maybe it was because he saw the principal cleaning up trash and he just thought, you know what, I can do that. Maybe the principal shouldn't have to do that. Maybe Chase was thinking everybody should have a role in keeping this building clean. So Chase Massey, you are officially opening up the raffle season. So we're going to drop this in 7th grade, and I hope you guys have a great day.